Hi guys, Jodie from JPS. So we're working through the survival guide for us family daycare educators, and we're currently up to chapter 22. Now remember, the purpose of this guide is to take all the fluff out of the legislation so that you've got an idea of what you should be doing or what you could be doing if you're new to this, and what that looks like in family daycare. So excursions. We know that family daycare are out and about a lot more than centre-based services. They're part of the community as part of their regular outing program, and your regular outing program, you would need to do a risk assessment, and parents sign that authorisation annually, and then that's your regular outing to go to the shop or go to the library, go to collect children from school, those sorts of things. So we're talking about excursions right now, and planning for an excursion is very different to planning for your regular outing program that you have, out and about. So planning for excursions. Firstly, does it fit into the educational program that you're providing? And that normally yes, but that's not to say you can't surprise the children with a trip to the zoo or something along those lines. But with excursions, you need to make sure that you do conduct a risk assessment prior to it, and the risk assessment includes all of the children that will be in attendance, and if you have any other adults that are in attendance. If you are having other adults in attendance, so you may have a family member that's coming along for the day or something like that, that they are inducted to the expectations around what their role is whilst they're on the excursion. So they can't just walk away and leave you and those sorts of things. They need to make sure that children are present. If they need to take children to the toilet, what does that look like for you? Do you let parents go off? No, because we're not allowed to let visitors or, go off with other children. So what does that look like? Going to the toilet in groups, making sure that you stay in contact with each other, all those sorts of things. So what are the expectations of any volunteers that are on the excursion with you? You also need authorisations from families. So that would be making sure that you've planned out your excursion, what time you will be leaving, your mode of transport. Are you going by bus, train, car? Who will be going? Do they have working with children screenings? Is there any water hazards, or what are the risks that may be involved on that excursion? What time you will be back, how you can be contacted. So they've got to be very well planned out prior to the parents getting their notification that they sign, yes, my child can go. You also need to think about with excursions, let's just say you're planning an excursion for the zoo on Tuesday. You've invited all of the children that are enrolled in your program over the course of the week. So you might have 9 children, 10 children, whatever that is. You might have a number of children attending. You may have them with your families. There's a whole range of considerations. You've got to make sure you maintain your ratios though for the children that you are responsible for. So when you're doing that and you're doing your planning and everything like that, you may have a family member that says to you on the day that the child is enrolled, on the day that your excursion is planned, and the parent may say something like, I've already been to the zoo. I don't know, we don't really need to go again. I can't afford the extra cost, whatever that is, my child's not coming. So what's going to happen with that child? So you may have one child who can't attend the excursion who is booked in on that day. What does that look like for you? What does your service provider assist you with? Does that child go to another educator? Does that child not attend that day? Is that child charged fees if they don't attend that day because the family member doesn't want them to go to the zoo? So all those sort of considerations also need to come into play when you are planning your excursions. You've also got to make sure that you take along what you need. So if you've got a child with anaphylaxis, obviously you would need to take along their EpiPen, those sorts of things, a first aid kit, a transportable first aid kit, water, meals, sun cream, sun hats. You might need to organise tickets for getting on the train for everybody. So making sure that excursions are really well planned out, that they fit in with the child's needs, interests, those sorts of things, that parents are involved and parents sign authorisations prior to taking any child out of your home, or a representative of the service taking any child out of the service. So you've got to make sure you've got all of that in place. And also my tip all along with documentation is make sure you maintain copies of those, because in case anything does happen, that's the first thing that we always go back to, is we always look at our documentation and make sure that we're meeting our safety requirements under that. Okay, so I'll see you in the next lesson. See ya. Bye.